Well, a while back I did a little video on everybody's arguing that there's no shortage of silver, and and I argued that no, in one sense, I'm well, there is to me there is a shortage of silver, but I argued that no, as long as somebody will sell it, then there's no shortage of silver. So if silver was 500 bucks and somebody would sell it and you could buy as much as you wanted at 500 bucks, and you say, well, of course no, there's no shortage of silver. Well, there isn't a shortage of silver if you got access to buy some. Well, where's the access? Okay? Tom, I go down, the one I speak of all the time, uh, he has jacked his premiums out through the roof. The cheapest Morgans he has are stuff that looks like they were run over by a freight train are $35. Anything that you can discern that they were Morgans or peace dollars are $40. There's not even $20 worth of silver in a damn Morgan anymore. Now, you say, well, I last week I said, well, I threw in the towel and I violated almost every rule that I set down because the only reasonable silver I could find was buying a kilogram of a koala of all things. One, I don't like heavyweight. Two, I don't like shiny. But it was absolutely the cheapest thing out there. Now Tom is paying more for 90% than spot. I mean, it's unparalleled, everything out there. APMEX and those people, a lot of those are paying more than spot. It's absolutely ridiculous that you say, everybody says, well, boy, wow, look at silver. It's down to $23.33. Let's just go out and buy a whole bunch. Well, you can't get anything with a decent premium to it. Premiums are through the roof. Let me just show you some of the stuff I just want to look at APMEX. All right, for 90% bags of 90% silver, APMEX wants you to pay a 39% premium. Can you imagine that? Why in the hell would anybody buy uh, 90% at a 39% premium when they can get 0.999 at a smaller premium? Out of the 13 categories that APMEX has, they only had 4 categories that had anything at all left in them. Everything else was sold out of stock. The cheapest thing they had was the wood bison, and they wanted 650 over a premium on the wood bisons. Okay, now maple they were buying. Get this, they were paying. They're offering 25.23 for wood bisons. 25.23. So they're offering to pay you uh, uh, almost $2, $1.90 over spot to get wood bisons. It is just, I mean, it's a boggling that the when you think here we are, it's a chance for us to get in and get a whole bunch of silver at a reasonable price. There's not a whole bunch of silver out there, and that has to tell everybody something. That this paper market, they have ruined the price of silver. But people going out there and figuring, oh well, this is cheap, we'll go out and buy some. It's very hard to find it. Eagles. Uh, let's see, we're six a premium is 650, and delayed delivery. APMEX, uh, generic 1 ounce bars out, uh, generic rounds out, generic 5 ounce bars out, 100 ounce bars out. 100 ounces was the most reasonable at $1.89 over spot, but they don't have any. Okay, Sunshine's out. Gainesville had buffaloes at a reasonable price at 24.98, and I found that to be the cheapest of anything out there. But they can't ship till the 17th of next month because there's nothing in stock. They had eagles that that are 6.20 $6.20 over spot, and they can ship them, they think, on the 10th of next month. It's just amazing that when you think, here you can get a good bite of the apple, somebody tells you they don't have any apples. Now, as I said, Tom had nothing in the world that I felt I should buy because the premiums were so jacked up. And the silver is worth less this week than it was last week, but yet some of his premiums are up $2 a coin. It just doesn't make sense that if we're in such a jam, if there's so much silver being bounced around out there that the price of silver has been driven down through the floor, then then there ought to be just tons of silver available to buy. But it's not. It's been all gobbled up. So that should tell you something. Don't sell a damn thing. Just hang on to it because the paper silver is shortly, well, not shortly going to be a thing of the past, but it is slowly becoming a thing of the past because as more and more people try to get their silver and hold their silver, as more and more countries try to get their gold back from New York. One country was told it would take them 8 years to get their gold back. Now that gold's there, it sure don't take 8 years to move it from one part of the room to the other, or from one room in New York to a room in Berlin. So hang on to whatever you got, people, because it might be a rough ride, and silver might even go down more. But it's not necessarily like we always thought that when it goes down, you buy the dips. Well, the dips now are you're paying the same price you did when silver was 26 or $7 or $28. And Morgan's when there was $25 or $26 worth of silver in a Morgan, you could buy them at spot. Now there's not even $20, and the cheapest Morgans out there are $35. So go figure that the silver market is clamping down. Physical silver is getting harder and harder to get a hold of. So if you got physical silver, hang on to it.